Today we're mudlarking a creek in a ghost town in search of valuable antique treasures forgotten well over a century ago. The leaves are making it incredibly hard to peer through the water, but we're not going to let it stop us. Let's see what we can come up with. First bottle of the day, and it's blended in pretty good. You can see it right here. It looks like it's going to be a beer, but we found some old beers in here. And this one is not a beer. This would have been like an RC Cola or something like that. Sadly, it's unembossed, but it doesn't belong in the water in the creek. So let's get it out, keep on going. So I kicked this one with my foot because I thought it was just gonna be a piece, but it looks like it's gonna be whole. Oh yeah, that's going to be a gimme, G-I-M-M-E, beverages. And that's an interesting one. I don't think I've ever found one of these. The bottom it says minimum contents, and it says property of Scarborough, it looks like. Huh. Property of H.T. Scarborough. That's very interesting. Let's see if it's got a town on the bottom. I'm sure it will. Yep, right there, Anniston, Alabama. Absolutely perfect bottle. No lip chips or heel damage. We'll take it, guys. This was probably a little bit newer. This could be 30s or 40s, but most of these bottles from that period are actually a little bit more rare than even the older ones. So after a quick acid bath, this bottle reveals a couple of interesting things. If you look right there where it says property of H.T. Scarborough, I'm not positive, but this being an Anniston bottle, it makes me think that it's probably related to the Scarborough Drug Company bottles that you saw us dig in the big excavator video. So I'm imagining that this is probably the same family, which is really cool. The other cool thing about this soda bottle, being a deco, is right there it has the phone number on the bottom. It says phone 1056W and patent pending. So I have never seen that on a soda bottle, which is really cool. I absolutely will take that. There's no damage to it. There is some rash from it being in the creek. You can tell where the high spot on the bottle was, where it was rolling. But that's a phenomenal find for us. It's never been seen on the channel before. All right, she thinks she's got her first bottle of the day. Inside of a tire. Oh yeah, I see it. Can't tell if it's gonna be big enough.
Yeah, I think it's just a jar.
Oh yeah,
I thought
just
so.
a jar. That's all right, doesn't belong in the creek, so let's get it out. Right here, it's really, really hard to make out. There's something big. I mean, like really big. Feels like it's gonna be a modern flask, maybe. Oh, yep. It says Fleischmann's. Federal law prohibits that. Right away tells you that it's too new of a bottle. That's all right though, let's keep it going. That right there looks like a baseball bat. I may be wrong, it may be a limb, but let's find out. Yep, wiffle ball bat. All right, guys, there's a bottle right here. Looks tall and long. Would have just been a suncrest with a sheared top. You would think that it was fall here in Alabama. Look at all of the leaves falling. The problem with that is it's camouflage in the creek bed. If you look down, it's really, really hard to see past the leaves that are in the bottom. It's absolutely beautiful, but it is hindering our treasure hunting a good bit today. So the first creek we went to, we only found that one bottle that we showed. We're now at our second creek, and we're hopeful to find something here. So she has struck. She's got the first bottle of the day. Oh, it's all beat up though, isn't it?
Look at the roots growing in it.
There again, we found the one yesterday in the other creek. So this is the first sign that we're on the right trail today. You can see it says Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Birmingham, Alabama. And this is a pretty rare straight side Coke. You see the B on the bottom? Sadly, these are made from bad glass, and that's why they crack as bad as they do. Guys, here is the next bottle of the day. And sadly, it is slick. And it's been rolling down through here for quite a while. This is a pretty creepy creek. I can't even see my feet if I stand still too long. So I'm having to move at a faster pace than what I like to. You can still see the bottom. It's just very, very dark in here. Plus, with the sun not quite being over top of the trees yet, that's definitely not helping. Hopefully it'll be better on the way back up. To my knowledge, no one walks this creek, and it's pretty evident if you look right here. That's a bottle right on the surface. Probably washed out of the bank right here. Let's take a look and see what we got. Gotta try me. Is it the older one or the newer one? That is the newer one from Birmingham. But it's not broken, guys. That is a whole one. We will absolutely take that. That's a nice deco style bottle. And with it being whole, this will not be turned into a whiskey glass. I know y'all have seen a lot of these made into whiskey glasses by me because most of the time the tops are actually knocked off of them. So y'all may have noticed we've been doing a lot of digging this year when normally we would be walking the creeks in the summertime. The reason for that is we have been in a serious drought here in Alabama. We have not had, what, probably a couple inches of rain.
And it's been hot.
And it's been hot. So all of the water levels are not rising. They're all extremely low right now. And what that's doing is that's preventing new bottles from washing out of the banks and washing out of the floor of these creeks. So we're having to go to new spots, and we're literally driving an hour and a half, 2 hours one direction to get to these spots to be able to find any bottles right now. So I'm really hoping for some flood weather in November to allow for new bottles to wash out in our really good existing spots like Hutch Creek. It's just been a slower year. So let's go ahead and get back to it, see if we can find anything else here. This water is pretty treacherous and it is very hard to see through, guys. So what you got? She's got another one.
A Winter Smith from Louisville, Kentucky.
Ew, that's a nasty one. That's a pretty common little bottle, but they're always fun to find. It doesn't look like it's got any damage.
What was in it?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it was maybe a type of medicine. That'll be something I try to do some research on. If I figure it out, I'll let y'all know here in just a second after this clip.
Some type of elixir.
Yeah, probably. We have found several of these bottles through the years. It's a common variant for sure. However, we have never taken the time to do the research. Winter Smith was a company that guaranteed that they would take care of your chills. It would cure you of malarial fevers, colds, and la grippe. It contained nothing that could hurt anyone and will leave you in fine shape, as their advertisement says. So you see this slide down the bank right here? This is a game trail of some type. Not sure if that's going to be a beaver or where a deer's been coming up and down. The one thing that I know that it's not, hopefully, is an alligator. Though, I've heard that beavers tend to bite treasure hunters on the butt when they're in the river, so I've got to watch out. She's stomping around with her feet, feeling for stuff that's slick, hoping that it's not a snake and they're reaching down there and grabbing it.
Not in this cold water.
Not in this cold water. Hey, you never know, but look at this. I mean, it's just a sea of leaves. I mean, just about impossible.
Oh, shoot.
What?
Did you throw that at me?
No, I didn't throw anything at you.
Dude, that just came up out of the water and scared the crap out of me.
She likes the Clearwater Creek, so she's a little out of her element in this.
I don't like not seeing water.
Here, get past the leaves, you can see a little bit better. That's funny. And if you can't tell, we both had a head cold for the last week, so this may be a little bit of a shorter video. We've been battling something that just, man, it made us, it wasn't COVID because we didn't really run fevers, but we got body aches, we got severe congestion, headaches, sneezing. I mean, I guess it could have, runny nose. It's been pretty miserable for 3 or 4 days for us. And thankfully, my daughter has got just a touch of it. She hasn't had it as bad as we are, which kids are resilient. We all know that. See, you can see the bottom right here. It's amazing when the leaves are out of the way, what you can actually see. You can see over there? Watch out for those wild sticks. It'll jump out and bite you. Well, there's still stuff in here. I think this is the second or third one of these that I found in the last year or two. SBT and Tico. And it looks to be in decent shape, guys. That's all right. We'll take that. At least it's not a Hemingray. If you're going to find an insulator, usually the most common one you'll find will be the Hemingray ones. So anything other than that to me is always exciting. All right, guys, instead of a typical wrap-up, I'm going to remind you that we are going to be at the Nashville Bottle Show this weekend. It's over in Lebanon, Tennessee. It's going to be an awesome time. I'm going to pop a flyer right up here on the left side of the screen so you guys get the details on it. You'll see this video on Friday morning. We will be setting up Friday afternoon, and we will be there Saturday until 2 p.m. So if you want to come say hello, please be sure that you are. We are going to have an assortment of bottles that have been found on the channel at different points of time. We are going to have some of our digger's dust there, and I may even have part of our tumbler that we've been working on now for well over a year. We've just now got our 3D printers up and going. And one more thing before we cut out of this video. Check this out. Shelly's got her new home up there, guys. Told you I was going to hang her up. Anyways, we'll see you guys in the next adventure.